I went to the market last Saturday with 20,000 naira. I was feeling rich. I had the money folded in my hand like a businessman closing a deal. I told myself, today I am cooking a proper Nigerian meal. Pepper soup, jollof rice, fried plantain, assorted meat. By the time I finished shopping, I had bought tomatoes, 1 onion, and 2 Maggi cubes. 20,000 naira, 1 onion. This economy looked me in the eyes and collected my joy. I walked to the tomato seller. A woman sitting behind a pyramid of tomatoes like she was guarding the central bank. I said, "Auntie, how much is this tomato?" She looked at me, looked at the tomato, looked at the sky, like she was checking the current exchange rate with God. She said, 500 naira for 3 tomatoes. Only in Nigeria. I said, "Auntie, 3 tomatoes, 500 naira. She said, "My sister, dollar is high." I said, "Auntie, you are selling tomatoes in Nigeria under the sun." She said, "The sun is also not cheap anymore." After the tomato situation, I moved to the meat section because I told myself, at least I will manage small protein. The butcher had 1 small piece of beef on the table, looking dry and lonely like it had given up on life. I said, "Bros, how much for that meat?" He said, 2,500. I looked at the meat. The meat looked at me. I said, "Bros, this meat is smaller than my phone." He said, "Inflation." I said, "Inflation of what? The cow was already dead before the dollar rose." He said, "But the cold room light is expensive." I said, "Bros, that meat does not need light. It needs therapy." So I walked back to my car with my 1 onion, 2 Maggi cubes, and 3 tomatoes. That cost me the same as a small generator. I sat in my car, engine off, because fuel is also not cheap. I called my mother. I said, "Mommy, I went to the market today." She said, "How was it?" I said, "I bought everything." I said, "Mommy, the tomato seller told me the sun is not cheap anymore." My mother said, "She is right. NEPA has been billing us for sunlight since 1999. In this Nigeria, you don't go to the market to buy food. You go to the market to find out how poor you have become. And the market will tell you, in full detail, with change.